go out there, they get fucked up by these scoffers because you ain't ready. You gotta be ready to step into the game. You can't go into the ring, you don't even know how to throw a jab. Or the jab is all you have, you're amateur. You gotta learn your stuff.
You ain't even got footwork.
You ain't even got the footwork right, man. So you gotta learn these scriptures. But that ain't gonna happen sitting on your hands and watching this like it's EastEnders.
Yeah.
You gotta study this stuff. You really gotta study, man. You gotta get books. If you wanna learn the history, you gotta buy books. Brothers are all got bookcases, man. I never had no book face score I came into the truth. I'm reading no fucking books, man. You know what I'm saying?
Real.
I'm gonna keep it real, man.
Turned into a studious man.
I never had no books, man.
Yeah,
my dad, they used to read. I never used to read. I used to watch TV or I'll be outside playing football. I ain't aware into that reading. When I come into the truth, I had to read. But the apostles is teaching me history, but they can't teach me everything. You know what I'm saying? They can't spoon feed me every piece of information I need. I gotta go get it for myself. And then anything you don't understand, then you might consult and such things. Obviously, you don't go off the rails, but you got to put in your work. That's what we're trying to say. 2 Timothy, let's get that.
I got that. 2 Timothy 2:15.
That goes for you, brothers. I know this brother's on that. I know, because this brother does videos, man. So I know this brother be going into things, man. That's the spirit you gotta be in, man. You can't be in a spirit of, oh, I'm listening to these guys and I'm gonna regurgitate what they're saying and he said this, so it's true. He said, why don't you go, okay, the man talking about the RFIDs, the mark of the beach. You know what, let me just go on a little Google and RFIDs, see what's going on. Let me check the news for myself and see what's going on. Let me learn something. Let me go to an RFID journal or one of these places that, and then you, all right, look at that. And you might be like, oh, look at that. Hey, that backs up with that, bro. And then all of a sudden now, it's something you know. So then when a guy comes to you and says, yo, the mark of the beast is Christianity, now you could defend it wholeheartedly. And anything he says, you're like, nah, like, look, this is what it is. And you're just pulling out information because you know, rather than you regurgitating, so you run out of steam. Like, you know what I mean?
The Most High is raising up leaders, man. So if you're gonna lead, you need to be able to you gotta have a pool of wisdom that you can depend on. You know? So this is 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved. Study to show yourself approved.
If you don't study, it's gonna show. If you don't study, it will show. If you're just a little regurgitator and you've not gone back, and there's another thing too. You can't, and this is something when one teacher, Mr. Murray, man, Mr. Murray, the Liverpoolian, but he was a Jake, man. Mr. Scouser. Mr. Murray, the reason we all got A's in business studies is because he came in the class and said, look, the only way you're gonna remember all this stuff is you have to write it down. The way the human brain works is you remember something when you write it down.
I do that to this day.
If you just watch it in a video, it'll be in your short-term memory bank, but then you might find that someone asks you the details like a month, 2 months later, you're like, that thingy. You know, you start making that stupid shit. But if you actually write it down, you write down the information like notes, it actually compacts it into your brain and it helps you to remember it, man. So it's the same thing. That's why we used to write breakdowns down. You start remembering the breakdowns, man. Or you might write some notes on the history. That Esau was, Edom is
Keywords.
It helps. That's studying helps you to remember stuff.
And either you gotta go over it, you gotta condense it. Because I would have done it in bullet point form, and go over it again to make it as to the point and concise as possible. So then when you remember it, you don't ain't like one big paragraph. It's like different. It's broken up into different points.
And you have to read it. You ain't gonna remember it just from just watching videos. That's what I'm trying to say. Just watching videos, you ain't gonna remember the vast amount of information. You gotta go and read it for yourself. You gotta do work. You gotta have your notepad. If you ain't got a book, if you calling yourself a Hebrew Israelite and you ain't never had a book where you were writing down information and going over stuff, then you ain't serious, man. You're playing games. You're watching this like it's Netflix.
Someone said, someone in the front board said, what about brothers who can't read?
What you mean you can't read? Then you better learn to read. What you mean?
That's it. It's simple as that.
You can't read.
But, hey, Revelation 1.
Hold on, you an Israelite. You an Israelite.
Revelation 1.
Yeah.
What you mean you can't
1 and
read?
3.
Well, if I can say brothers
if you're blind, there's brothers that's gonna be blind. They hit the braille up, man.
Book of Eli, my nigga.
What you mean? Listen, man. Here it no, but this is the problem with Jake, man. They wanna find an excuse. Okay, so you can't read. You can learn to read.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not saying if you can't read, you ain't gonna make it. I'm telling you, if you can read, yeah, you do what I'm telling you to do because it's necessary for you.
Yeah.
Now, if you can't read, then I'm pretty sure you can go to a free fucking class and learn to fucking read.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because you're a son of God, right? That's how Jake is. You're a son of God, but you can't learn to read?
Yeah.
You want to rule the world?
Hold on. The nigga knows how to run a 40-yard dash in
Listen,
5
man,
seconds.
we don't want to hear that shit, man.
You got a 40-inch vertical. Man's got muscles bigger, like 20-inch neck, like Tyson, but you can't read.
Well,
There's something wrong
better
there,
motivate?
man.
Hold on. What better motivation is there to read
Learn, yeah.
than the fact that you want to
Salvation,
read the scriptures for yourself?
He said, I have a brother who can't read as well, so we will teach him.
That's it. That's it. Beautiful. That's what it's all about. And then what you do, you pray, and the Lord will open up His mind. Didn't when Israel was coming out of Egypt, the Lord opened up their minds to learn all kind of different skills and all kind of different languages and all that. So the Lord can help a brother learn how to read. We ain't got to break. But why we got to break that down? Like, what if a guy can't read? If you can't read, you learn to read, innit? If the guy's blind, then the man might check out some braille, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. We got brothers in Great Millstone that's deaf. They still find a way. But nevertheless, you gotta compound this thing. You gotta study, man. And if you don't want to take that advice, then that's on you.
Yeah.
But the scriptures say you gotta study for yourself, man.
Yeah. If I can say, we've all had to learn other stuff to learn more about the truth. Like, brothers weren't finance experts before the truth, but we had to learn bits about finance to understand why this man's system is going down.
Growth, that's what it's called, growth, man. So if a guy can't read, if you got a guy that you can't read, like you can learn to read. You know what I'm saying? You're an Israelite, man. You're a son of God, man. If you got eyes in your head and you got a brain now, if a guy's Down syndrome, then like, I don't know, man. That's different. Then the Lord will have to have mercy some other way. Maybe he ain't gonna be a teacher anyway. But I'm talking about guys that's able-bodied men, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, get yourself together, man. Can't read.
Psalms 114.
Maybe that's your thing. Hey, I know. Hey, the elder Ramah, man, that dude taught himself like two, 3 different instruments during. But man, me in the thing. You're like, yo, when did you learn that? We can learn things, man. We're sons of God, right? As a prince, thou has power with God, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that if you got eyes in your head, you can learn to read, unless you're retarded, which then that don't mean the Lord ain't gonna have mercy on you. But you never know, the Lord might have a miracle and fix your retardation, and you still might learn to read. Come on, man. We're not in the time of that, man. Go on. But yeah, if that brother, if you got a brother and the brother's struggling to read, then that's in the spirit is an opportunity for you to help the brother. But in this world, there's so much stuff out there offering for free that you can learn things and get up on game and do different things, man. There's free classes out there. Esau will teach you how to read for free.
Yep.
Yeah?
And if there's any, I was going to say, if there's any shortfalls, we help each other out, because
help each other
the brother posted in Exodus 4 with Moses, the eloquent in speech.
Yeah.
The Lord raised up Aaron.
Yeah.
The brother posted that. It was just, you know.
But he wasn't eloquent in speech, but he could still speak it, though.
Yeah.
Right. Let's read this. 2 Timothy 2:15.
That don't take away from the scripture.
That's it. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High.
Study.
A workman that needeth not to be ashamed.
Because when you don't, like the brother said, that other guy, sometimes, and it's true, I listen to a lot of talk radio. Yeah?
Doesn't stick.
LBC. And you know what? Sometimes you hear a guy come in, and the thing is, a lot of these radio talk show hosts on LDBC are very intellectual. And when you're an intellectual, you can win an argument even if you're wrong. When you're smart, when you're very cunning, you can win an argument against someone, and that person could be saying the right thing. But the reason that person loses the argument, sometimes, like a guy called up about abortion, right? I was watching it and he was talking about abortion. And what he was saying was right. He was saying that it's a life. But the guy cornered it on him. He cornered him by saying, define life and that. And because the guy never did his own research and got any deeper than it, he really lost the debate. Not because what he was saying was wrong, just because the other guy put it on him to back up what you're saying. I want to know more. Now, if it was me, I would have said, well, because he said, name me one scientist, because you're talking about life, name me one scientist that defines life as da-da-da-da. I would have said, well, if you open up any
Primary
biological book, they'll tell you that the origins of life, according to the experiment, was the formation of nucleotides. So if a nucleotide can be considered to be life, then surely a gamete can be considered to be life. Could it not?
Yeah.
But you see, if you don't know your shit, then you're there like you get confounded, and he's won the argument, but he's not right. But the same thing could happen in this truth.
Yeah.
You could know that you're right, like I'm an Israelite, or you could know that Esau Edom, but yeah, because you heard a guy say it and you might believe it because you heard. But then when the guy's confronting you on information because you don't know your shit, he wins the argument because you're not prepared for the war. You're not grounded in the war. So you got to be grounded if you're going to deal with these demons, because they're intellectuals.
Yeah.
They know how to twist you about. They know how to make you prove it. You got to know. You can't just say it to say it. Now the scripture says prove all things. So now you got to go into the scriptures and prove it, or you got to go into the knowledge of the information. That guy couldn't prove that life was scientifically, and I would have done it. I was listening to it. I was with my woman. I was listening. I was like, look, man, this guy's getting killed on live radio. He's dying now. Just because he didn't know shit.
Yeah.
I would have brought it to him. You want to deal with biology? Let's deal with that. I'm ready. I'm prepared. Calling into a show, but you don't. And a lot of guys do that. They call into shows with their opinions, but they ain't done no research to be able to back it up. And them intellectual guys know, and that's what we do. But we're right though. What do we do? When a guy comes up here and starts talking his Christianity shit, what do we do? We show up his ignorance.
Yeah.
Even though we're doing it in a righteous way and the right way, they get confounded because they don't know their shit. And even if they did know their shit, they'll still be wrong. Because what we're saying is right. But I'm saying in certain situations, you could be right and lose an argument simply because you don't know what you're talking about.
Like foundation.
You don't have a foundation in it, man. And man's make you look stupid. Start making, and then they say, define what you're talking about. It just is. Well, you lost the interest.
Sometimes you guys have the ability to strong arm.
Or you say that thing everybody knows. Okay, but I'm asking you. Like, prove it. But everybody knows that's not gonna help. Now you gotta go into your knowledge bank. That's why my man Jordan, they try and fuck with that guy, Jordan Peterson. No one can't fuck with him. The only ones that can fuck up Jordan Peterson are the Israelites. If he comes to the camp, he'll get fucked up. But other people try to fuck with him, but he's an intellectual. He can see when a guy, he don't go into an interview not prepared to talk about his shit. You gotta be prepared. If you're meant to be about 16th century Europe, you got no business being involved in an argument if you don't know nothing about it. Because you're gonna get, even if you're right on what you're saying and they ask you for sources and that, you're gonna be all fucked up. And they love that shit, man. What's it, Najid, Mawaz or whatever them do this, James O'Brien, all them guys, they know how to fuck. So you might get Israelite calling one day. I hope one of you dumbass Israelites don't call into one of them shows and get your ass fucked on camera. Let one of the duns call in and deal with them man properly.
Proverbs 4:7, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding.
That's right, so you gotta study. That's a call for you guys that's watching. You say you believe, don't meet me up, and I know a lot of you guys see us out here in London, and yeah, we'll give you the dap and we'll say yeah, shalom and all that. Yeah, I watch your videos, but really we ain't here for all that. What we wanna know is that you're out there and you're going in hard on your tip. You're going in hard on your research. We don't need fanboys or fangirls.
The Most High needs fanboys and fangirls.
That's right. He wants you to go in there and learn for yourself. Just watching us is nothing. We watch the elders, but we have to go and do things for ourselves and put in work for our belief. That every man be fully persuaded. A lot of you are going to fall to the wayside. You know why? Because you never built your foundation, man, by studying. By studying and praying. You got to study and pray. You can't just watch the videos and then think you know. A lot of you guys, if I asked you to, if I said to you, prove America's gonna be destroyed in the scriptures, a lot of you guys would be fuck. Yeah, America's gonna be destroyed, and then the scoffer would be like, okay, where's that in the Bible? Yeah, because them brothers Yeah, because America's Babylon. Okay, yeah, well, like, let's deal with that. Prove that. Like, you know, like America's Babylon. Can you show us, like, yeah, somewhere in.
You're Edomite anyway.
Revelations, I know in everybody knows in Revelations it's talking about, nah, man, you gotta be able to be like, look, let's go into it. Let's get Revelations, the 17th chapter, let's go into it. That you gotta be able to know, but that's only comes from you knowing it, man, for yourself, not trying to remember. There was brothers was, yeah, them brothers said it in the video. Yeah, they were bringing out all kinds of scriptures. What scriptures? Don't know. Then the man will get you on camera or some fucking Ali Dawa and something. See, it's Hebrews. This great, and then we gotta come find you.
This is Acts 7.
Hey, that's a joke. We ain't I come rolling up on you.
This is Acts 17, start from verse 10. And the brethren immediately sent away Paul.
Like that cat that going in the interview and they asked him about the revenge in the scriptures, and he totally flopped on CNN, man. He was flopping out, he didn't bring out the right scriptures. Yeah. Man, he didn't know what to do, man. Fucked, man. He was confounded. No, he can't represent us like that. Come on, dude.
Saying we're equal and that. Paul and Silas by night unto Berea, who coming thither went into the synagogue of the Jews. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind, and searched the scriptures daily whether those things were so.
And that's what compounds you. So you come out of there like a beast. You come out like Blade after he drank that bitch, man. Because you come out strong, because you know it in yourself, man. Like, so if a man asks you about America being Babylon, you're just like, yeah, of course, because the scripture says that you got the precept. It's going to be a merchant city. All the nations that that when it's destroyed, all the merchants are going to be balling. But look, you've done your own research. Look, America is a major consumer of products from around the world. You could deal with a guy because you know, like, it's true. The guy try to come to you, all right, you don't believe me? Let's go to Google. I search it now. Now, you ain't searching in ignorance. You've already searched it, so you know it's there.
Yeah.
You ain't going to be showed up because you know it's there. Now, if you don't know, then it's all like half-ass and like, yeah, you know, you start looking for a way out. Put a beat on. You gotta come prepared, man.
James, put a beat on?
You gonna put a beat on, you came like freeway. Coming with that cannabis, you gonna be trying to pull it out your notebook in the middle of the wild. Hey, you ready, man? wait, let me just put that. You gotta be prepared for a war. This is a war. At any time, Satan can test what you believe, man. At any time. You gotta be ready. I know, Lord will, I'm ready at any time. Don't come to me start talking about everyone can be saved. You can roll up with me at any time. I'm ready for you on that. Like, we could deal with that. Don't come to me like I know for a fact the core tenets of these scriptures. You ain't coming to me like with any madness, some new document. I have niggas come to me all the time in my workplace and all that, trying to come to me with this next book of Eli. Look, bro, I deal with them. I ain't gonna worry about that. I know what I'm talking about. I'm like, bro, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'll fuck them up in the scriptures. Come close to touch. That's
it. James 2:18.
Yeah, man.
Yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. Thou believest there is one God, thou doest well, the devils also believe and tremble. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar? Seest thou hast faith, seest thou how faith wrought with his works, and by his works was faith made perfect. And the scripture was fulfilled, which said, Abraham believed the Most High, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness, and he was called a friend of the Most High.
So if you believe this thing gonna become a part of you, and if you believe in something, you're gonna know it, man. Anything a guy knows, listen, yeah. If you meet a guy and he says, like, I'm like that, like, I like comics, yeah. Like, but I'm not like into it. You know when you meet a guy and you try and keep up with them, but you can't keep up.
Yeah.
Because my man knows. Like you end up being a listener. Like you jump in at certain times, because da-da-da-da. But the guys, I've met dudes that are into their Marvel and their fucking, and them mans know their shit. Like, and they didn't know that because they know, because they've studied it, they've gone into it. And no matter what it is, if a guy truly says he's into something, you know when you talk to him about it. Because he knows his shit, not on a superficial level, on like a guy that's into movies, like he might say like he likes a certain type of movies, he'll know shit that you don't know. Like, did you know that when they were filming the film, and start going into some next shit, that the only way you're gonna know that is if you spent time going into it.
Yeah.
But that's how, if you claim you're an Israelite, you're supposed to know stuff about being an Israelite that other normal people just don't know. Even the so-called Jew don't know. That's why we've showed so-called Jews up, and they're meant to be Israelite. Yeah. They don't even know because it's not their history. Yeah. So if you're an Israelite and you believe in this Bible, you're supposed to know these scriptures, man. Like, you stand out from everyone else. Like, even the Christian, like, these Christians can't talk to me when it comes to these scriptures. Why? Why is that? They claim they believe in the Bible. No, because I believe in the Bible. They be telling me stories. I remember one pastor tried telling me that Moab was Jacob's father or some crazy shit, and that's when I first came into the scriptures, and I had to correct, man. And this was the pastor's husband. I had to correct him on the phone, and I just came into the truth. That 3 months ago, I was like, actually no, Jacob. No, Moab came from Lot. And he was like, really? Oh, I gotta. Come on, dude. That means you ain't really into the scriptures like that, man. That's a hell of a mistake to make. That's criminal. So you guys out there you watching the videos, you learn from the videos, but you gotta also go and learn for yourself.
Never killed Esau.
Come on, Japheth. Madness. And all these I'm saying all these brothers here, that's how all these I know any of these brothers here, they could stand toe to toe with guys when it comes, because they go and do they know that, because they're Israelites, so you gotta know your stuff, man. Can't come up half-assing it and relying on some video you watched to remember it from like a year ago.
2 Peter 1:10.
A lot of you don't even know who Abraham's father is, man. He's calling himself an Israelite. Yeah? His father was David. I'm joking. It was terror. You know what I mean? And Lord, it was like, I knew that. You gotta know that stuff, man. Even the basic fundamental knowledge, you gotta know. Now, there's certain things that you ain't gonna, run through the Chronicles, and you ain't gonna remember, but you gonna know your stuff way better than most guys out there. You almost become like a reference yourself.
2 Peter 1:10. Wherefore the rather, brethren.
Like Rain Man or something. Yeah, go ahead.
Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence.
Hey, some brothers came in the truth, went into the. But this brother, he weren't going to church every Sunday, man. But you come deal with the brother in the scriptures now, you're gonna have problems, man. Because the brother's gonna bring out that knowledge, man. And that's what I'm talking about.
The whole book, little skimming bits.
And this brother, because we came in the truth around the same time, and this brother knows his precepts because he studies the precepts, man. He ain't coming here, Ricard, you're right, what he said. That's fucked up, man. You gotta know it for yourself, so that you might catch him slipping somewhere, thinking, I got him. Man, brother twist you up like my man, what's his name from the UFC? Khabib, man. I'd rather have you like McGregor tapping out here, man. So through the spirit, because the Lord has man studying.
This is all about your own salvation, man. So you have to have it for yourself, man. You can't rely on others to have the belief in it, the knowledge for it. It has to be you.
So you got your own salvation.
Hey, certain people try to accuse you, the wicked demons, like, remember back in the day, we just following. Nah, man, I ain't following me. You ask him, he knows. Go on, man.
Micah 7:5.
Yeah. Yeah. Go on, read that.
Second
Be
Peter
diligent.
1 and 10.
Close up.
Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure.
That's right.
For if you do these things, you shall never fall.
So that's part of your diligence to study. So if you're out here and this applies to you, that you haven't done, you're just watching the videos and you claim you believe and you're running around telling people you're Israelite, but you don't know your shit, you stop it. Don't even tell nobody, man. If you don't know what you don't know for yourself, why are you even doing that? Go pick up your Bible now and start reading the scriptures and learning the knowledge. Start reading the history, right? You know, watch videos about the history. Watch the videos. You make notes of videos, and then you go further, do more research on it, man, and break it down. And you got to do that every day until you get to a level that you set a foundation. Then you can start taking days off.
I have a preset, a quick one.
Okay, yeah, Kana. Hey, good to see you, brother. Shalom, man.
This is 1 Corinthians 3 and 6. I have planted and Apollos has watered, but the Most High gave the increase.
Then the Spirit will be on you to learn and grow, and you will start learning, and little epiphanies go off in your head. Oh yeah, that precept links up with that, and like I said, that will happen, but that can't happen unless you pick up the Bible and start studying for yourself, you know. And if it's something you don't get, then you ask, you know, or whatever, or you wait to think, and but you keep learning, man. Even the history, like I said, a lot of guys, you don't even know the basic history of the scriptures, but you want to be an Israelite. It don't make no sense. You don't even have no idea when the Persian Empire was or what time Daniel was in. You just don't know, like, you know what I mean? Because you've never looked into it. You just watch the videos, turn the videos off, and then go back to Netflix or D-Double or whatever you listen to. Gigs or whatever. Anyway, with that, man, we're gonna say shalom, man.
Shalom.
Study.
Some brothers are listening to gigs.
Be careful. Hey, yo, you gotta